Come on, you're never short of ideas.
I just love the stares in the eyes. It's just like you look.
I'm waiting for inspiration. I was looking for the inspiration.
He's having a hard time with that thing on your head.
Yeah, the hat's blocking your inspiration.
He can't read your mind, buddy.
I got it. You ready? So guess what?
What?
I was going to tell you. Grace, she died 30 years ago. And when I said 30 years ago, she said, yeah, baby, but now we're going to do this on a 3, 2, 1. Cannonball! Let's go!
What is that?
It's Christmas vacation.
Oh, that goes perfectly with your shirt.
That's what I was
and your
bringing in.
hat.
That's helping explain situations.
So, what does it say? You serious,
You
Clark?
serious, Clark? Saw Santa Claus.
So it looks like a good outfit for March.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's a very good, it's because it's spring. This is a spring outfit.
MotivateWithCoachCamp.com.
SRP Studios LLC.com.
Cannonballing Life
At gmail.com. Let's go.
Boom.
Hey, why don't you go sign up at Positive Voices on the Facebook group?
That's right. And then, hey, some money would be nice.
Yeah, I like money.
You know, who doesn't like money?
I don't know. I got a green hat.
I like money.
Yes.
There it is.
Ching, ching. And thank you.
We got a Venmo in the description, Motivate with Coach Camp. And do that. We'd like to make some Cannonball shirts, mugs, hats like that.
True. Yeah, I would put Cannonball right here and then life.
Yeah.
Cannonballing life.
You are life.
Oh, thank you.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the show. Coach, we have a special guest with us today. Please bring him into the show.
Yeah, well, it's actually what inspired my outfit. So when I started thinking about, hey, look, who would be fun to bring in, who has like one, maybe 2 stories to tell, maybe 2, maybe. I said, oh, man, I know this one guy. He grew up in the same house, and he's 6 years younger. Cousin Eddie, also known as my brother, Jason Camp.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, welcome to the show.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Loving the
He's
hat.
very comfortable. He's very comfortable in front of a camera and a microphone.
Oh, always.
Yeah, that's what he does.
New Year's Eve, I'll bring it to you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, the whiskers, I actually probably should have went with some wrestling stuff. Lou Albano. That's what I'm getting. I'm feeling a Lou Albano.
You need that rubber band that's sticking from your cheek.
Oh, from his cheek. He did put that in his cheek.
Which is weird. I never understood that. But.
I don't know.
I'm actually trying to go for the sumo look. I'm actually trying to get that size.
Well, if you'd have wore a diaper in here, I'd have been like, easy.
I did on Halloween one day.
You did one. Well, I don't think it was Halloween. I think you see a lot of really strange pictures on New Year's Eve running through the woods. Sometimes not even a diaper, which is weird and disturbing.
Well, there's sometimes sometimes there's a little piece of paper covering spots. So, I mean,
That's very interesting. Yes.
So this is going to be interesting for me because I get to see you two interact.
Yeah. Have you ever met him?
Yes. At your house when you had a pool party a long time ago. Then, you and your family visited my last place.
studio, yep.
But I've never sat down and just listened to you two talk
Neither
one-on-one. Neither of you. Now, what I do know is Coach, your wonderful brother,
that's me.
used to raise a lot of hell and do a lot of crazy things when he was a kid.
Once or twice.
And he said that you used to try as well, but you often got caught more than he did.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, it goes with one thing, having a concerned whether I was going to get caught. I just never cared.
You just did it.
I just did it. I went all out and did it well until I got caught.
Yeah. And followed in Coach's footsteps, you know, which is probably not the smart idea.
Well, he saw me do stuff and he probably thought, oh, man, this is easy. No big deal. But then it took work. You have to have a very sharp mind to be able to put together some schemes.
Already, this is what I think of you two.
These dudes are nuttier than a squirrel turd.
That's right.
Thank you.
Shout out to Wes Joyner for that sound.
Big turds.
It is now a residential sound.
It is. Residence. It's taken up. We're charging it, though. It's going to be $3 every time we play it.
Cha-ching!
Wes, send the money. Okay. So, Jason, here. Hey, look, thanks for coming in. I know you got in town when? Yesterday?
Yesterday, yep.
You work out of town?
Yep.
All right, where were you at yesterday?
I was in Pearl, Mississippi.
Pearl, Mississippi.
God, I think I've been there.
Mother of Pearl. How about that?
Mother of Pearl.
Yeah.
Yep. Just down there putting in server stuff. You know.
Yeah, watch yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go right ahead.
Is that near Philadelphia?
Yes, that's actually in Philadelphia.
Oh,
okay.
I thought Philadelphia's in Pennsylvania. How about that?
No, we have one as well.
Oh, dang.
That's
Do
right.
they have Philadelphia cream cheese down there?
I don't think you want to eat that cream cheese.
Oh, snap. Man, that's why he's serving. All right. So now we're getting to the bottom of some things around here.
So remind me what you do?
Put in servers and stuff for cameras.
Security cameras?
Security, yes.
Very cool.
And audio and everything, yep.
So you're sort of in the IT world as well?
Yeah, IT, yeah.
Very nice.
You see what's happened here, Derrick. He looked back on his life, realized all these mistakes. If he would have had cameras and a little setup in his room, he might could have avoided some of those problems. So that's what drew him to it. And now he's out there trying to set that up.
All the music rooms in here have nanny cams.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then when the parent is out in the lobby, they can see their student being taught, their child being taught.
Okay.
And it's security for everybody, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You should have that at your house so you can see which kid to actually go beat when something happens.
I threaten them a lot. I always tell them I have
You
cameras
just hit them all.
everywhere. Well, they know I put cameras in, so I'm like, hey, I got cameras everywhere.
That's true.
I'm looking
You could
at
actually use that thread now. Yeah. So he uses the if one's guilty, everyone's guilty lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
just keep it simple.
Has, the places that you've installed for ever had to then lean on those cameras for lawsuit situations?
Oh, yes. Of course.
wow.
A lot of casinos.
Yeah.
Indian reservations and stuff. Well, so yeah, it comes in handy.
Yeah.
Definitely the ones that have audio too. So therefore they can pick up on what somebody's saying besides hand gestures and everything. So yeah.
Oh, hand gestures.
Especially those casinos. They're looking for cheaters and the whole thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, you know what's funny about this is what I do know is I once had a trail cam set up at my house.
A what cam?
A trail cam.
Oh.
Because I had some suspect individuals coming around, and all of a sudden, all of my disc is filled up with somebody's hairy butt. I don't even know. It's so weird. It's so
I don't
weird.
understand where that came from.
So many times.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
Hallelujah.
Should have never let me know
Yeah,
where that
just
trail
don't
came
draw
from.
the rifle on that one.
No, I'm just, well, look, it's not going to do any good. But I tell you what, there was a brown thing down. Just saying. That brown thing down. If it's brown, it's down. I don't know. That's what saying the people in the country say.
Did you use that camera for the raccoons that were getting your chickens?
No, you know what? After it got filled up, I just kind of lost heart for it. I was like, I don't want to be scarred ever again. My eyes have been through a lot now. And so I just like, well, we're going to delete this camera. And it's set somewhere in a drawer all by itself, all alone, no one to be whisked up on the B train 205th.
Clean that memory out of that.
I did. And my memory here, I'm trying to clean this one. It's taken a lot over the years.
So what was it like being Coach's younger brother?
Oh,
Heavenly. Where's that?
okay, yeah.
Sound. That had to be what it was. Oh yes.
that's exactly how it was. not the fact that being tortured by him all the time.
I don't even know what that means.
I see it. Look.
So 6 years,
innocent.
that's significant. You're a
Could be.
teenager and he's still in middle school.
Yeah. I was mentoring.
I
was a mentor.
That's a rough age for you, Jason.
Very
to
rough age.
To have an older brother that far ahead of you. I'm sure did he bully you? Did he talk you into things? Did he use you as a pawn for some of his schemes?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
All the time.
I don't believe this.
He always brought me along because he said that if he left me that I'd tell. So no matter what, I didn't have a choice. I had to go with him.
Some of that's
And
true
then
there.
you're getting in trouble along with
That's
him.
true. Well, I
Man.
just blamed it all on him. I'm like, he's the one that made me.
Yeah. Hence the
He
pawn.
wears the MMA shirts, not me. I'm not the tough one here. Tap out.
Tap out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's, look, I will say this. Jason, like all younger brothers, want to hang out with the older brothers. So that puts a lot of pressure on me to make sure I pick on him plenty, keep him in his place. But if somebody else messed with him, I always did stand up for him.
That is true. That is
Very good.
I wouldn't let someone else hit him.
Yeah.
I would be like, that's my job.
Don't be infringing on my
And that's
place.
right. Yeah. Did you have brothers or sisters in your house growing up? I didn't think so. You have a half brother. Is that
I
right?
have some half siblings I did not grow up with.
Didn't
though.
grow up with, so-
I grew up close with some cousins, but overall, I'm only child.
So if something breaks in the house and your mom comes just like, Derrick, you'd be like, I didn't do it. She's like, we're going to the doctor.
Yeah,
Because that's a problem.
I did not have a pawn.
You didn't have somebody to be able to put it on. Nope. Well, look, I will tell you this much, though, about this guy. So there was a moment Dad was getting on me pretty hard about hitting him. And I'm like, I ain't doing it. And Jason kept saying I was. But how he was saying it, I wasn't doing it. And My dad snuck down the hallway and saw Jason hit the wall and scream.
Not true.
And caught him red-handed.
Were you smashing your head against the wall?
I mean, do we have really any proof here? I mean,
this is why
just
cameras
words,
come in.
is this
Right.
just
This is why
words
cameras
coming from
come into
the
play.
coach camp? I mean, he's trying to use this little thing.
Yep.
That's why you got into the camera
I'm
business.
telling you right now, bro, this is something. So growing up then, Jason, he ultimately, I don't know what happened. So I go in the military, and how old were you when I left?
17, 18.
I thought you were even younger than that. Because I went in at 21. So how many years? To 15. You were 15.
Was it 15?
Yeah, if you do 6 years, that's just normal math, not doing Common Core.
Oh, okay.
Not doing Common Core.
Okay.
So I went in.
Well done.
Thank you.
You are
and
correct.
at 15, some formative years. And I just remember being gone, traveling about, and then I would get word back and then be like, your brother he took a 4-wheeler and his clothes are ripped off and he was drunk and daddy had to go get him. I'm like, oh, dang, some things are falling apart over there.
Still, is there really any truth to this? I mean, do
we have proof?
we have proof?
I don't know.
I mean,
This is very incriminating.
Well, it feels like it. And then I come home and all of a sudden there's a foreign exchange student at the house. My mom and dad, they didn't even want to share like a cracker with the neighbor's kids. Jason done brought a foreign exchange student up in there, brought him home from school like a dog, just a little stray, like, come on, follow me home. And I'm like, what do y'all do? It's like, Jason said he's in a bad situation, so we take your kids in. And I'm like, what is happening? Dad got a gold Mustang. They were going through like a midlife crisis with foreign. I'm like, this is going to be an international affair at some point. Something's going down in Walls, Mississippi. This is going to be ugly.
but it did trickle down to you because you got a foreign exchange student.
Well, yeah, but ours, I will say, was better.
But I didn't say that. But I mean,
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, she was good.
And it was interesting, too. It was the same country, which was completely not scripted. It just happened that way.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Coincidence.
It is a coincidence.
Quinky dink.
Oh, man, that's a nice word. Can you spell it, though? Nope, me either.
Something, dink.
Yeah, okay,
I know
good.
the dink part.
The dink. So Jason. So Jason, how old were you when you got married?
30.
Okay, so this is some years down the road. He gets married, right? This part's important. Now, here you want to talk about quinky dinks? That's what made me think about it. Alicia and I had gotten married. What year did y'all get married? 09?
Are you really trying to get me in trouble right now?
All right, so
She's
that-
out in the
So one of those years.
Now, this is on camera now.
Yeah, so it was some year in 2000. Some year in 2000 he got married. Well, in 2007, Alicia and I got married in Hot Springs by a Justice of the Peace preacher guy at the Arlington. I don't know. Anyway, so it's at the hotel. However many years later, we don't know what that year is. Mystery year. Question mark. He gets married at the Arlington in Hot Springs by the same person.
Another quinky dink.
And yeah, I mean, it is a quinketing, but at the same time, all the people, well, not all, some of the people that you introduced during the time we were there, the bartender.
Look, that's where we were going next.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go ahead and bring that on.
That's where we're going next.
Oh, it was a very interesting thing. And
I'm going to tell you about the wedding party. You can just knock that in. Don't worry about that.
okay.
We don't need that.
We don't need it.
So once upon a time, somebody smacked a camera over here. I'm just saying. Sometimes arms fly.
We do like to throw our hands around.
It does. It's a camp trait. So here it is. I'm just giving you some background, but then we're going to get over to your story because I got to find out about your shirt too. I'm sitting there looking at that. I got ADD.
Sure.
It's like really
It's
drawing
a funny
me.
story.
It's a good story, probably. So he goes to Hot Springs. Same place, same preacher guy. And when we went, I just had my brother and one other friend because you got to have a witness or something.
Kept it small.
Very small, very simple, until the next year we had a big one at the beach because she decided she wanted something like Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson. So whatever. But he's there and he doesn't have a wedding party other than me and Alicia. So we're in a hot tub. And this is where it gets a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know if that music's in there. Yes. Thank you. We're in the hot tub, and these two dudes are out there. That's the next good part.
These dudes are nuttier than a squirrel turd.
That's what they're thinking. And
more dogs.
we're just talking to him. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get married tomorrow. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. My son and I are amateur photographers. Oh, you mind if we show up? We'll take pictures for you. So now we got these two dudes out of a hot tub. So we're trying to explain this to his fiance, my wife. Hey, look, we've met some guys in the hot tub tonight.
Already off to a bad
It
start.
feels like it's normal. And they're going to be at the wedding tomorrow. Well, we go to our little pub. There's like an Irish pub in town. And we've known this guy, John, forever. We go to Hot Springs all the time. And it just so happened, it was his last night, his very last night. And so we invite him to the wedding the next day. So the bartender from the restaurant that's shutting down says, I will be there. We don't know if he'll be there or not, but we've known John for a long time. And then the next day comes. We're out front of the Arlington. It's a beautiful sunny day. And we have this wedding party of 2 dudes from a hot tub, a bartender with Das Boot. And this homeless guy, Jerry, walks up to me and asks, I'm doing his voice. Hey, do you have $5? And I said, yes, Jerry, I do have $5. I asked him his name. That's why I knew him. I didn't just randomly give him a name. And I said, but here's what I need you to do, Jerry. I need you to be in this wedding party. So the homeless dude agrees to walk over, and he's in the pictures of the lineup of the wedding party. And then,
did you know this, Jason?
Oh yeah, it did bother me. I was like,
well, what about your wonderful bride?
She had to sign on for this. This is the camp way. I'm sorry.
She did marry me.
That's what she married into.
She's learning.
She married into this.
Right. She's learning. And so here it is. We have the homeless dude, and then we like pour the champagne, and he's like doing this, and I'm like, Jerry, you got to wait till the toast. He goes, I'm thirsty. I know, Jerry, I know you're thirsty, buddy. And so then Jerry, finally, we all toast, and he's taking pictures with everybody and doing a sip. And then I give him some money, and then he goes about his way. Now, the last piece of Jerry is later that day, we run into him again, coming back from the restaurant. He goes, hey, man, you got $5? And I said, Jerry, you were in our wedding today. We gave you $5. He looks at me for a second, and then he goes, you got $20?
Damn, he just upped it.
I'm like, well, that's it. All right, take it to the next level, Jerry.
He skipped over the $10 bill.
Yeah, so if anybody sees Jerry in Hot Springs, tell him I said, what up?
Yeah, man. And if I come across you, I will have $5 for you.
There we go. Maybe we could have you in the studio one day. So tell me about your shirt, Sweet Pear.
Okay, so let me write this down.
Okay, Sweet Pear.
Pear shirt.
Pear of sweetness.
So, yes, it says, for those watching, it says Sweet Pear across. It's sort of like the Coca-Cola kind of font and swoosh.
And some blood
And
dripping.
then it says the Rhythm Section Podcast. So, early on in the show's life, we had this gentleman by the name of Sean Few. He's a great bass player in town, very well known. Plays in a band called Formerly Known As. He owns a band that he leads, sings, and sort of runs. He also has a band called The Lost 45, 6 Feet Thunder. He's done all kinds of stuff. Oops.
That's right.
Oopsie.
Denied.
Hey, later we're going to talk about poo-poo. Oh, that was a good one.
Anyway, so we have him in on the Rhythm Section Podcast.
Yeah.
And his wonderful wife was there too, off to the side. Her name's Carrie. What's up, Carrie?
What's up, yo? Nice.
And she's wearing a shirt. No, how does it go? Oh, shoot. We're talking about a Kiss song called Sweet Pain.
Okay.
All right. And she's wearing a shirt. That's right. She's wearing a shirt, Kiss, the band Kiss, and it says Sweet Pain. And they're talking about it. And I'm over across the room. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool, Sweet Pear. By mistake.
So it was a Jackie Stacks moment.
Oh, my God. So everyone starts laughing. And Dunn forgot. They already said the name Sweet Pain.
Yeah.
It's clear, Sweet Pain. Let's just say the letters stick out a tad. So easy to read.
Yeah. So she's endowed. Got you.
So Sweet Pear, that became a joke. Within a week, Sean called one of his guys and had the shirts made for me and Jeff.
Okay.
There's only a handful of these.
Oh, so
in
it's
existence.
a rare commodity.
I mean, maybe
vintage.
under 5.
Wow.
So yeah,
gonna be
me
worth
and
a lot
Jeff
of
had
money
one.
one
So
day.
yeah, Sweet Pear. Inside joke on me, kind of looking at his wife's upper region
Maybe you
and
should
calling
get her
them Sweet
to
Pear.
demo that shirt. Put it on. Little model.
She wears one.
Okay.
Yeah, she has one. Sean has one. I have one. Jeff has one. It might be it.
It seems like that really makes a lot of
Very
sense.
limited edition.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like how the accidental comment created a thing. That's kind of how the Jackie Stacks thing got.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know about that, look back, was it 7, 8, 9, 12 episodes ago on Cannonball? I talk a whole long story about how Jackie Stacks developed and became that person for.
Keep talking.
Oh, I'm talking. He gone. So what happens is sometimes you offend your partner and your co-host he just leaves you and then he's back. Welcome back to the program. And there it is. Jackie Stacks. Hello. ExploreTalent.com. Yeah.
You got to watch the show, everybody. If you just listen, great. Any way you want.
That's right.
But you have to watch. It's on YouTube. That way you can see the card that I put in front of the camera. One more time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the story.
I like it.
Can I make a little announcement?
I would love to hear a little announcement.
And you asked why I came up with this, but it's my new wrestling podcast.
Okay.
It's called Grappling with Wrestling.
So is it from Bruno when he came into the studio?
So the inspiration was not from him.
Oh.
But it has been something I've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's on my YouTube channel that also is the home of the Rhythm Section podcast. And me and some choice friends are wrestling fans. Now, anyone that's a wrestling fan knows this to be true. Often, when you start talking about wrestling and the non-fans around you hear the word wrestling, they want to run away and make fun of you. Oh my God, that stuff's fake and stupid and everything. And it's just like,
Lou Albano.
I mean, we just enjoy wrestling. We enjoy talking. So me, my buddy Jimmy Falk, and Jacob Turner have been talking about it forever. I was like, man, I need to have you guys down here. We need to talk wrestling. I want to start a podcast maybe, but I have no business starting one. And they're always like, yeah, man, that'd be fun. You know, and it never kind of went anywhere until Monday Night Raw signed a deal with Netflix. And now I can watch current wrestling. For the last 20 years, I grew up with it and then just followed documentaries, behind the scenes stuff. I just love learning about the business and all the wrestlers. And
it's very intriguing.
I'm obsessed over it. I love the business of professional wrestling.
Okay.
But never was able to tie into the current storylines and product until now.
Oh.
So I haven't missed the Monday Night Raw since the first one, January 6th. And then I'm like, and then when I go see my buddies, because they both play in bands, they're both drummers. Anytime I go to their show, quickly we're talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
Now I can hang with the current stuff. And I was like, okay, all right, now's the time.
That's cool. And you know what? He's so true on this because I came to your house to help with something, drop something off, pick something up. I can't remember. And you had wrestling on the TV?
Yes.
And was it Glow? Was it the gorgeous ladies that wrestled at that
I
time?
have seen the documentary, but no, I've never.
Okay.
But the documentary, not the documentary, it used to be a Netflix show, which was really good. And I've watched the documentary. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I was just fascinated by
I just
the
saw
business.
Memphis Heat the other day.
Okay.
The story of Memphis wrestling.
Yeah.
I watched that on Netflix the other day. Very interesting.
Got it. Yeah,
You know, I've
so-
got Downtown Bruno coming out. I got to do some homework.
Yes, and I met him because he was on Neil's show. But long story short, what we did was showed up in the studio and filmed like 2 hours of us just talking wrestling, but we would pivot and talk in like chunks. We would talk about CM Punk for 20 minutes, and then the conversation would pivot to someone else or some other story or whatever. And I chopped it up, and now I have content for several weeks already in the bank. So it's every Thursday, 6 p.m. on my YouTube channel. And eventually I'm going to put it on Apple and Spotify. But right now it's just a YouTube thing.
Having some fun with it.
And it's got a different look. It's the same studio.
Yeah.
And I already have so many podcasts coming out of here now.
A lot.
So they need to
Blowing
look
up.
a little different. So I put it, each podcast has its own logo in the left-hand corner to identify what the show is. But this one has a different overlay. It's definitely looks different.
I think it's going to get a big following. It's entertainment. It's entertainment, just
fun.
like baseball. It's like, well, wrestling's not real life. Well, baseball's not real life, but it is life.
Yeah.
So it makes me think of one question. So, Jason, what was your favorite wrestling move I used to do on you? Was it the figure four? What you gonna do? Let's go! Woo! I used to, the headlock and then the, boy, what? Yeah, those were fun. Especially when I was like 12, 13. He was 3. Really couldn't fight back much. I was just like, bam, bam. And then Dad was like, what y'all doing in there? I'm like, nothing, Dad. Jason's acting crazy again. He too.
But here's the thing. I used to like doing that. I used to do all of that.
Yeah.
But to my grandmother's couch pillows.
Dude, I thought you were going to say your grandma. No. I ain't going to tell you what I saw other people doing the couch pillows. But anyways, I got you.
My dog would get body slams. I didn't have a younger brother to beat on.
Yeah, you did miss out then. You could have got a neighbor kid.
I think I used to bully some kids with wrestling.
Let me show you something. I want to show you a little something. Alarm!
Yeah, let me show you the body slam.
So speaking of wrestling and fighting and karate chopping.
Well, I mean, Jason never answered your question.
Oh, yeah, you didn't.
There was not an answer. I mean, a question to really.
Yeah, which one did you like the best?
You did a lot. I mean, it didn't matter what it was.
You didn't have one that you enjoyed?
I mean, the only move I had was the Nutcracker on you. So, I mean,
Hey. that right height. You were just like, bam.
Yeah, that's how I had to get out of the headlock.
I'm like, Dad, guess what he did? So yeah, I would say Jason though he is an overachiever at times.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Go for it.
Can I say something?
Do whatever you got to do.
Okay, thank you.
This is Cannonballing Life with Coach and Derrick.
And today, Jason. So there was a moment in his life. Yeah, this is almost personal, but I'm not going to go deep on the personality part of it. Jason he's like a lot of Southern guys. If you say you can't, blah, 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 Jason will prove to you he can. And he'll do it in a big way. Mm-hmm. That's what he is. He's short. He's stocky. He's very thick-boned. And he's got some whiskers. So he will take it to the next. He does the proverbial hold my beer moment.
Okay.
That's what he did. The doctors said, Jason, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not able to have children. And Jason says,
he said, we're not going to get personal.
Jason, that's good. I'm going to see where this is going now. I'm just curious.
So up to this point, what I really kind of look back on and think was Jason wasn't really trying. He wasn't really trying. He wasn't giving his best effort. If you know what I mean?
Hey.
It wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Okay,
all kinds of different stuff.
And there we go.
You name it.
And so here comes Jason, and he's like, hold my beer. And the next thing you know, his wife is like, tick, 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 a Gatling gun, just children flying everywhere. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? And Jason's like, have another kid. Got another one coming. Got another one coming. I'm like, holy! Thus, the cousin Eddie in honor, kids everywhere.
How many?
4.
Yeah.
But they play more like 12.
Another one.
Might as well be.
Oh, okay.
If Mom listens to this one, boy, she just got gray-headed quick. He been out of town. So, so I'm telling you, these kids now, when they're really little, they're just, they're messing diapers and what. But now they're like from 12 down to what, 3 or 4? How old's River? We don't know. It doesn't matter.
Somewhere around
there. You keep putting them on the spot.
So, I know, it's the age, well, who knows anymore? But, dude, I'll be at my house, quiet, relaxing. My dog might be snoring, and the whole crew will come over. And it's like a herd of elephants. And then you just see arms chopping and elbows. And I'm like, this is like a cage match every day at Jason's house. I bring all that up because if you want to know somebody that can appreciate wrestling, it's this guy.
Yeah,
I'll bring 4 of them in here right now.
This guy.
Body slams all over the place.
True threat. That's an actual threat. All these curtains would just be hanging, and it's like, oh yeah, there's what happening in here. How do you handle that? Well, I would like to know, Jason.
How do I handle it? Mm-hmm. Besides threatening to beat them all, or that I work out of town all the time.
There it is. Goes out of town. My man's like, you know what? Where's my plane ticket? I got to go.
Your wife has to deal with it.
Oh, yeah. I did this smart thing. I finally, after the 4th kid, I realized, I said, what's the best thing to do? Find a job that I'm never home.
Got to travel. Yeah,
and I
did
that.
And
it's successful. I'm like, I'm out of town. I come home.
Sorry.
I help a couple times. I'm like, I got to go back out of town.
See ya.
So, see ya.
Good luck with all that, Brandon. Looks like you got this, though. So, look, here's the deal, too. So, his kids go to a school that has year-round.
Yes.
They go year-round. And so, like they have, for spring break, they have 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
So, like, not now. Now, my kids are grown, but when they were younger, you had to kind of batten down the hatches for about a week during your regular work schedule and kind of figure it out. Mm-hmm. And these kids are 2 weeks off, and then, whew.
How does it work year round?
They supposedly, they cut down. They give you like 2 weeks in the fall and 2 weeks like spring break, and then they shorten your months. Like you had to go back like almost a month earlier instead of getting 3 months in the summertime. Basically 2. So it's not really year round. So you're still off for a couple months.
Yeah. But it just
shortens.
Is this the area you live in, or is this a private school?
Strayhorn.
Oh, Strayhorn's moved to that.
Yeah.
Okay, my daughter used to go to Strayhorn.
Okay.
Years ago.
Yeah,
okay. So that school district did it.
The Tate County district pretty much went to that.
Gotcha.
The whole Tate County.
So Senatobia is doing it.
Yep. Senatobia.
Real interesting.
Yep.
Man, I'm glad my kid is 2+ semesters away from graduating because I don't want it won't be long before DeSoto County probably tries
I
that.
would agree. Probably so.
And I don't want to
It seems like
that.
they're moving towards that anyways because their summer break keeps getting short. Whenever I was in school, we didn't go back to school till after Labor Day.
Yeah, same here.
And then now it's like, oh, y'all going back to school 2 weeks later?
Now, up north, you get out of school early June, where it's, May down here.
Right.
So there's always like a little shift. But every year, my daughter's birthday is August 14, and there was some years where she'd start school after her birthday. Now, last year, they started school, I think, on the first day of August.
Yeah. It's going to be something like that now.
It'll be July before long.
Right.
So I'm glad.
Just filtering
We're almost done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have to deal with that.
You and I
hopefully.
both, sir.
Yeah.
You and I both. Well, the one thing about being a college professor is that I actually get to look forward to that. It's like, oh, spring break's coming. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Snow day. Boop, boop. Because I'm out of school. I get paid for it. It's awesome. Yeah, but his kids, I'm going to tell you something. When we were growing up, camp,
The camp household.
come through, school system, grades, 6-year delay.
Another one.
And then here it comes. But they had the teachers.
Another one is
That's what they
here?
would do. But there was a break.
No.
There was a break. And then we'd be like, oh, another camp? Well, now, Jason's Gatlinburg effect. These teachers never catch their breath on, oh, a camp. Oh, a camp. They're just getting
Careful,
hit all around.
don't hit my camera again, Coach.
Another camp. And it's, I know, I'm like that guy that's on the side of the road that does the air and it comes up and down like this. That's what I'm like, look over and the teachers are just like, their hair sideways and stuff.
Another
Like,
one.
boy, he is blasted, dog. Yes. They're like coming in, going like, my resignation. Everyone on top of them, camp kids.
And Strayhorn's definitely a school where it's going to be easy to get to know everybody.
Oh yeah, it's a very small school.
A name carries
Yeah.
for sure
It carries because I've been up there and had to have some talks with some teachers
already.
and
Yeah.
principals.
Biggest
camp. And my boys have already made a real good impression. So they just got the third one there. Mason's now going to the school, so they got 3 camps.
Sweet.
Oh, they're like, great.
And they know there's a 4th one coming, so they're kind of a little worried.
Yeah, they're nervous. He comes walking in, it's like, oh, the sumo camp's back. Oh,
The sumo camp.
Yes.
squaring his legs off. Well, some stuff. Hey, so right now, something that Jason and I are involved in.
Okay, go for it.
I had to come back to you for some stories, but we're in the middle of my mom building her a house over on the property. All right, so I'm just sharing this one moment with you. It seems like now we should have like a segment where it's like customer service product moment. So, we recently talked about the treadmill incident and then the flower incident. Customer service doesn't have to be as hard as some people make it. Yeah. I think Chick-fil-A proves that to all of us.
Yeah, they do it right.
My pleasure. Well, I've been trying to get this freaking septic tank put in for 3 months. 3 months. I keep calling them. And then the last time I called them last week, they're like, oh, I'm not going to give the name of the company. I don't want to be that person. But I'm just like, yeah, I was just wondering. It's like not rain finally for 3 or 4 days. It's kind of dry. What y'all doing? She's like, oh, well, we see that you got no bricks on the house still. Ma'am, the bricks have been on the house for 2.5 months. I get it. You are in the septic tank business. That means you're going to do a crappy job. I get it.
Boom.
Thank you. But I'm like, get out here and put this in. So then they call yesterday and they're like, well, we're going to come out tomorrow. I'm like, oh, of course you are. When it's supposed to rain all night. But the good news is it didn't rain that much. So I think they're out there finally putting this poop chute in. But dadgummit.
Poop shoot.
Driving me crazy.
Boom.
Thank you. But you don't even have to deal with these things. You don't have your kids, and you don't have the mom house and the septic tank boo-boo. You up there just,
the
living
older
your best
brother.
life in Pearl.
The older brother is
So what I'm
supposed to handle
saying is
this
the
stuff.
full circle. I may have tormented him as a kid, but he figured it out. And now it's coming full circle.
Yeah, you're the one being tormented with the...
And Brandy, which she had nothing to do with our childhood. But poor child. Oh, bless her heart. She's a saint. She's going to get up there and God's going to be, oh, wait. Hey, y'all stop. Get her now. Where's the chariots at? Bring them over here. We're taking her to the top. You got the big mansion, ma'am. Yep.
So have you enjoyed this podcast?
Oh, yeah. I appreciate y'all having me come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he talks a lot over here, but he didn't give you a whole lot of time. So
Oh,
We're not done.
no, we balance out. We balance
okay,
out pretty good. He's the star of the show, no question. 100%.
I'm wearing the hat,
Yeah, it's Coach and Derrick.
Yeah.
Coach and Derrick.
That's
Trust
right.
me, I'm nothing without my man over here. It's a fact. That's what it takes a great union.
Do you listen to his stuff?
No, he doesn't. But I will say this. Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. My family as a whole, not very supportive. But I will say, Brandy,
ouch,
the Saint,
damn, look at that.
The Saint, she shares all of our episodes.
Good.
Brandy and
Mama
Glenda. Mama Camp Glenda. She shares all the episodes. So I have 2 people in my corner. And then we have, quit swinging that nasty. She will listen occasionally.
Quit slinging that nasty fly swat around?
Yes, ma'am. And she does share occasionally, and she will listen.
I want to shout out to my number 1 fan.
Talk to me.
What's up, LaShawn?
She does.
She comments on our YouTube channel. She listens to every one of them.
Thank you, Miss Robinson.
Love you. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, Mrs. Robinson. Have you ever sang that song to her?
No.
You should do it.
She doesn't want me singing any song.
You can play the bass, though.
Sure. The bass is probably bum, 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 bum. Oh. Do you know what song this is? Bum, 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 bum,
well,
bum.
Dang, I can do that one. I didn't know just
I learned a new song. Bum, 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 bum.
Little finger flick.
Isn't that awesome?
Little finger flick. So, what have you been doing this past week, real quick? Because I got another thing I'm going to tell you about.
Just normal stuff. Yeah. I filmed 3 Real Hernandos last week.
Wow. All in the same day?
In 2 days.
In 2 days.
No matter of 2 days. Banked up. So I'm done filming for that podcast for a while. Like I said, filmed a couple hours of content for Grappling with Wrestling. Follow on Facebook at Grappling with Wrestling Podcast.
Thank you.
So every week I'm just editing and putting out a new one, just trickling it out there.
That's good.
You know, it's been spring break. So,
okay.
Been speaking of playing bass.
Okay.
Working really hard on some Huey Lewis songs.
Yeah.
We got a rehearsal coming up. The first one we were supposed to have got canceled because our pseudo leader and drummer and my co-host from the rhythm section, Jeff Ward, was really sick. He got that crud so hard. I
remember seeing that on
I needed
Facebook.
to bring in a fill-in for the rhythm section podcast. You just couldn't talk.
Yeah. I actually caught that episode. Yeah.
So
try to catch as many as I can.
yeah, that was the one we did for the when we introed Juno and Donnie Mars.
Okay.
So yeah, so far 3 songs: "Walk on a Thin Line," "Working for a Living," "Heart and Soul." I Want a New Drug.
Okay.
And Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, that's the name of it.
And there's a 6th song. I can't think. Anyway, 6 songs right
How many do you got to know?
Well, eventually, probably 30 or so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are y'all going to take requests?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So you keep it simple.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially when you're a tribute band.
Yeah.
Someone will come up. You guys know some Skinner?
Do Freebird.
We're not the Skinner band here.
Yeah.
We're a very specific band.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And boy, man, the bass player for Huey was really good. And it's teaching me a lot.
Oh.
Teach me a lot. It's challenging me. I was like, yeah, all right, finally something that's challenging.
That's good stuff, man.
It's fun.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm glad to see you back at it. I think whenever you have several areas that you have an interest in hitting the cylinders, you look better. Your skin color's peacher. Your eyebrows are not as saggy.
I will say my face is probably rounder.
I don't know. Maybe it's happy. Yeah. It's because your cheeks get pushed up when you're smiling.
Or it's the 10 pounds I gain every year.
Why is that? What, you trying to bulk up?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's part of my training process.
Okay.
At some point, I'm putting all this fat because I'm going to turn it all into muscle.
Yeah, just push it up.
You know,
course it.
After another few years,
push it into your booby section.
Then I'm going to start working out, and maybe after 10 years, I'll lose a pound.
That's what he's doing. Yeah, wait till you see that thing.
He's tapping out over here.
That thing converts. Tap out. That's what I'm saying. Time to tap out.
Time to tap out.
So, Jason, what do you got going in your life? Let's ask you. Let's see if you even know what's happening in your life. What are you doing right now?
I work out of town.
Okay, so there we are. We're back to that part.
When do you head back out?
Actually, this Wednesday coming up, I go to Wisconsin. So,
Wisconsin.
Yeah, so as far away as I can.
Wisconsin's beautiful.
They have cheese up there.
State.
They have cheese, lots of cheese.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, get some cheese curds.
Everywhere's got cheese curds. I tell Brandy about it all the time. She gets a little mad because I eat cheese curds and she wants some.
They're so good. You got to eat them room temperature so they squeak.
In your teeth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They squeak.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And then fried cheese curds. Woo! man.
Everywhere has fried cheese curds.
Oh, they're so good.
It's going to go straight to your neck.
So good.
Well, it goes somewhere on me. I just,
It's going to be a big old fat curd on your neck over here somewhere. So what was one of your favorite childhood stories of ours? Because we have you on this episode. We got a little bit more time here. We got to know what is in your head, because I don't know what's in your head. Nobody really does, but let's see what you say.
I mean, there's so many. It's just, in one sense, it could be the ones that I've almost died while I was in your care.
Please share about that one. I don't remember that. Paramedic.
So
May
you
have
don't
saved
remember?
his- I usually saved his life, I think.
He tried. There's other people jumping.
Debatable, right?
Debatable, very debatable. We would go out to this rope that's out in the woods to swing. It's dead of winter, icy river or creek. I say
creek,
river.
yeah.
Well, okay, well, the creek was big enough, and I was 6 or 7 years old. So always took me along. We get out there, going across a log to get to the other side of the creek. Other people jumped on the log to walk across it. I slip off, go into the creek, floating down underwater with a heavy jacket.
Oh.
Couldn't. I mean, I was
I
too
directed
young.
people how to get him. I'm a supervisor.
And now we're probably about a mile from the house, and a couple people jumped in. They finally get me out, and instead of taking me to good care, they took me to a person's house. I'm not going to name no names.
Next door neighbor.
And wrapped me up in some blankets.
That sounds like good care to me.
Trying to keep me from having hypothermia.
Yeah.
Which
That's good. It's
I mean, it's nothing
giving
wrong
you
with
some
that.
cryotherapy too. Water is good for you. Cold water. Does it help you reduce swelling?
You've told me this story.
I know. I did recently, actually.
Yeah.
Because then I tried to lie to Dad.
I know where this is going because Big Brother went to get you some
Gets
clothes.
close. See, look at that. He already
I talked
knows.
about it,
And of course, whenever he gets caught trying to get him, he lied and said that. Well, there was a couple different lies that I fell through the ice at Trey Waring's house.
I don't remember
on the
that part.
pool. Yeah, I remember that
I
one.
said some kids held us down.
And then you said
Water.
that was the last one that came up, that some kids held us down.
So you gave him 3 back-to-back lies.
I don't remember all that, but I do know
So
that I
you
was
got busted,
looking
though.
back
This
on it.
one-
I was disappointed in my lack of creativity in the moment. I've definitely crafted myself over the years much better.
Yeah. So what was there a punishment involved?
Yeah.
I mean,
for him.
lying, coach, you shouldn't have
Oh,
punished.
that was the part where the
But what
animosity came
happened
in.
to Jason? I mean, you guys were playing. Things happen. Right?
That's why occasionally he had to catch an elbow from me. I had to make sure it was fair.
Were you told to not go to this creek?
Oh, no. We were told to.
Yeah.
I was told not to be going out there.
Mom got rid of us as soon as we came
Yeah,
out.
but-
She was like, go outside. Got to smoke.
Right. So you weren't in trouble for being out there, and people fall. It happens.
Yeah.
Were you in trouble for not supervising him properly?
He wasn't supposed to be there because he's younger. So,
So you weren't supposed to be there.
he wasn't really.
No, that's why it was. I mean, he always brought me along.
Just
where
regardless,
I wouldn't
yeah.
tell, supposedly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So early on, you said there were times you were in trouble only because you were tagging along when you weren't supposed to be.
But he never really caught the brunt of it. Plus, his dad's favorite. He liked to hunt and fish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, grounded, that's not a big deal. You can take away anything, but I was always still going hunting, fishing. So
Yeah. So he never
you
really
could
got
never really.
punished.
Yeah.
Punishment.
Your
And
dad-
I was never good at really doing a lot of the hunting and fishing stuff because I have a lot of patience. I would do it like right now. I hunt from my daughter's window. If I see a deer, I go upstairs, I shoot it, done. We're done. I'm in my robe.
Or
I wear a robe
boyfriend.
sometimes. Or boyfriend. That's a whole nother story. But then I'm like, I'm keeping my life simple. But the one thing I did shoot growing up, which wasn't much, was my brother. Actually, I shot him with a BB gun once. I wanted to see if it'd break the skin.
Did it?
I don't think so.
No, it didn't.
Whelped up pretty good.
But he eventually, like right off the bat, said, "Hey, I'll go get you an ice cream from the ice cream truck if you don't tell."
Somehow Dad found out. I didn't get to go hunting a lot.
I can see why. You don't want to be shooting your family.
But I'm sorry, man. I just want to see what the bullet would do. So I'm like 10.
Didn't Dick Cheney birdshot someone's face?
He did.
Yes.
I don't think that was on purpose either. I think he was just, not very savvy.
Yeah.
with the gun.
I mean,
Hey, look, recently I
person
saw-
standing in front of you.
I'm just saying, Tim Watts, I saw him trying to mess with a shotgun. I'm like, dude, he looks worse than me. So you probably should put that thing down. Just put it down. Just put it down, young man, right now. So speaking of death, thought I would throw this So yesterday I saw some dead people, and it was really awesome. I know it.
Damn.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I went up to the Pompeii exhibit
Oh, that's right.
in Memphis.
Yes.
Yeah. So have you seen any of the pictures of this? So you know who Pompeii is, right? Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupted. and it rained down molten hot ash and lava on this whole town. Wiped out the whole town. Killed everybody. But the layers of ash preserved everything and entombed people in the position.
Yeah.
So you got people, there's actually a body. There's like 12 of them up there. They've toting around the whole world. And he's like on a horse carriage. You can see he's like this. And
Just frozen time.
like, dude, could you imagine if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing? And you just got busted.
Frozen in time.
Frozen in time. Just frozen doing the wrong thing. I'm like, dang, that's hardcore, dog. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of like frozen up bodies. And I'm also thinking, if you could trace this back to the person it was, you could be like, hey, your great granddad is on tour right now.
Yeah, right. Great.
Because this is like 2,000 years ago.
Were the bodies sort of mummified?
Yeah, that's basically.
And is that what you're seeing in the exhibit?
Rock
the actual
solid
mummified body?
So this is me reading the stuff.
You did read the plaques.
I did.
Good.
I'm that guy.
I'm not.
I am.
I just look. Wow, cool.
But I try to skim read, and then sometimes I'll go a couple. I'm like, I don't even know what I just read, so I got to go back and see it again. But so their bodies were like rock. It was rock. It had frozen so rock solid because of how lava will harden. So when they excavated, if that's the right way to say that word, they had to do it like a pour of a cast to keep the body from falling apart. So it's a cast over the actual body.
Wow.
But it's like the fingers, the details, everything's still there.
That's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah. Wow. There was a dog that was like rock solid frozen with the leg. I'm like, wow.
What else do they have in the exhibit other than bodies?
Lots of really cool statues. Okay. And apparently they really like to do a marble statue of people with their twig and berries out. And I don't know what's going on over there, but I know this much. It ain't from Africa.
Have you ever been in that?
small twig and berries going on.
Have you been to the roundabout in Nashville on Demumbrian?
I'm sure I have, but I didn't catch what you're going toward.
Well, there's
a twig and berry?
Like several.
Okay.
It's a weird monument in the roundabout.
Yeah, first thing I thought of too is right when you go in, there's this huge monument statue, marble statue, and all these things are dated from the 1st century. So it's supposed to be the actual artifacts of Aphrodite. And she's coming out of the bathtub, she's naked. And first thing I thought was if Zach was 10 and he was with me,
I
would be looking back and wouldn't find him. He'd be in the front of that thing giggling like he did with the cave women back in the day. But then there was like bowls and knives. And, dude, they were really advanced. They had like a hammer that looked like a hammer from today, but it was made out of steel or iron or whatever it is they made it out of. Lots of cool artifacts. They drank the mess out of some wine. Every story had some wine with this meal, had some wine with that meal. I'm like, winos.
I mean, alcoholics for centuries.
Winos and togas. That's all that was going on. And occasionally naked people walking around with.
What year are we looking at?
We're looking at 79 AD was whenever that thing erupted.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these artifacts.
They're almost 2,000 years old. Or probably over 2,000 because they had to be created, I guess, before that moment. So, yeah.
I never thought of the math on that.
I know. It's real math.
It's pretty amazing that we have organizations that harness this stuff.
I agree.
And keep it, in the forefront. That's amazing.
Yeah. And my mother-in-law went with it. She's like, I'm sure there's been other people that got blown up by a volcano. They're not touring the world. I said, well, but that's like a perfect cast of a human. Yeah. That's probably why she's like, oh, I guess it makes sense.
I mean, how do they keep this stuff for so long?
I don't know, because that's the first thing I said, too, was whenever I saw a glass, which, by the way, their artwork on the glass, detailed, just incredible, absolutely incredible. But I'm like, I can barely keep a glass a couple months and it not break at my house. Yeah. This thing done 2,000 years old, and like a half a day, it's already broke.
But someone in 80 AD was like, we should keep this stuff.
Well, that's the next cool part I should add.
Okay.
So it got covered up by 18 feet of ash. The whole town disappeared. In 1700s.
That's when
an archaeologist found the town.
That's when
then they started excavating in the 1700s.
Wow.
Yeah. And speaking of 1700s, one more story.
Go for it.
Came across it today. Probably fake. It was on Facebook.
Fake news.
Could be. But there was an article about a woman that has been credited with the most kids in history at 69 children.
How's that even possible?
Bunch of multiple births is what it said. Some twins and triplets. And
Damn.
she had these kids over the course of 27 years. Now, I don't know if it's real.
I don't know the math on that.
But the first thing I thought of was, Brandy better be careful. Because Jason might take that as a challenge. Hold my other beer. I debated on if I should bring that one up today, but it was here for me.
It's there.
It's there now.
It's out there now.
Yeah. And you can look that up. I don't remember what her name was. But from the 1700s, 69 kids. Yeah, I don't know if it's real. But I know Brandy has 4, and it plays like 12.
It plays like 12. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
The camps.
In the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, Jason.
Not a problem.
What do you think
It's been
about
fun.
it? You going to start your own podcast?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't have time. I have to go out of town soon.
Oh.
I'm ready to get out of
that
here
one figured out,
already.
boy. I got that one figured out.
How long are you going to be gone for this next trip?
7 to 8 days.
That's a good chunk of time. Man.
Yeah, out of town more than I'm in town, so
Yeah.
I'm staying younger and not getting as much gray hair. So
It's almost like a professional ball player, only
Right.
without the money.
definitely
yeah.
without the money.
Well, similar to my old music career.
Oh, yeah.
Hence why I know Philadelphia, Mississippi. I used to play at the Pearl River Resort.
Okay.
Choctaw,
Yep.
Indian Res, and
That's actually where we were.
yeah. I know that area very well.
Did
and
you feel
we would,
secure back then?
huh?
I'm sorry. Did you feel secure?
Oh, very secure.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh, here we go.
here's a story for you.
I want to know.
So, Golden Moon Casino, you had the stage and you had the back room called the green room.
Okay.
And this is where we'd put our guitars when we'd finish our night, put our guitars back there, and then go gamble, go to our room, whatever, go to the band house. We show up the next day for our show. My bass is gone. One of my bass guitars is gone. Uh-oh. So, well, no.
No, they
there's
need it.
there's
There's more.
a sort of happy ending to this.
Oh, hello.
So I report it with them. They're like, okay, we're on it. And we were a premier band. Not because of me, because of the singer. So they really wanted to step up for us. But we had to move on to our next place. I think we went to Texas. A few weeks later, they get in touch with me and they used their cameras. They tracked this guy from the hallway to his car, got his license plate, all because of those cameras. And they found him and they got my bass.
Nice.
Yep. And then they were like, come on down. We'll give you some gas money. We'll feed you. We'll hook you up with a room. Sorry, but whenever you're ready, come get your bass. And I did.
Man, see there?
You go.
Guys are making a difference, bro. Otherwise, his bass career might have ended right there.
Yeah.
That would have been it. No more bass. And it was all about the bass.
My
It
band
is
would-
all about the bass.
It's all about the
It
bass.
used to be that. And
Absolutely.
Now you brought it bass. You're bringing bassy back.
Yeah. So thanks to cameras.
Yep. Cameras
Only
from the
then, a
bass.
few years later, it got stolen.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like an artifact.
My house got burglarized when I was out of town. No cameras.
Ah.
No cameras. So no cameras.
Jason doesn't have cameras either at his house, actually. I was joking about that because that'd be called evidence. And I'd be like, let's go to evidence part A. And I'm like, oh, snap, the whole video. Hey, look, I know you're about to wrap, but I want to add one casino story. I think the world needs this story. I don't know
Okay.
if I've ever shared it on air.
Okay.
It's worthy of people's ears for a few seconds.
Let's go.
Here we go. So my casino, I used to work at the casino. ZMT Basic down at Gold Strike for about a
think so.
year. That's where I first started as EMS.
I'm sure you've told me
Had
this.
some casino
Yeah.
stuff there. But the best, my favorite casino, you'll know this one, story. And he worked at the casinos for like 1,700 years or something. I don't even know how long you were down there. And it was a long time.
1700 AD.
Yes. We're on trip out in Montana. My son is 18 and we are staying at a casino resort at one of our pit stops. We're traveling. We're doing the parks, national parks, all that stuff, doing a big 2-week Griswold trip. That's why I'm tying it in. Everything ties into this. Casino, Griswold. Traveling. And we're there for a few nights. My son, 18, he keeps on. He's like, hey, Dad, can I go to the casino? You only got to be 18. Indian reservation, I got to be 18. I kept on saying, you don't need to be up there. Finally, I'm like, here's $20. Don't come back and ask for more. When it's gone, you're done. He runs up. Man, he's so excited. About an hour goes by. Have I told you this story?
Yeah, but I forget it already.
Yeah, and
So-
I haven't told the world. So about an hour goes by, and I'm looking at Alicia. I'm like, all right, that could be a problem. Let's go find him. Because $20, most people have been in a casino, $20 lasts about 1 minute.
Yeah,
And
easy.
done. And
Yeah.
back downstairs. So We go up and we're looking around, and this dude is looking wild-eyed, running from slot machine to slot machine, ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he comes sprinting at me and starts reaching in his pocket, pulling out cash and setting it on a windowsill. And he's like, look, I hit it and it got $60 and then I got $80. And he's just like beside himself. And I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. 20, and this dude just got cash.
Keeps winning.
And I'm like, all right. He goes, I'm gonna split it with you. And I said, yeah, you gotta split it with me. I said, just give me my 20 back. We'll call it even.
Yeah.
And he looks at me. And he's so serious. And he goes, I can't. And I said, yeah, you can. You just give me $20. He goes, no, I'll put it in the machine. I said, boy, I ain't talking about the actual $20 that I gave you. Give me $20.
I don't need the actual serial number.
Bro.
And this is your offspring.
Yeah, but I'm going to blame that on Dorinda. So.
Cannonball!
Let's go.
Hey, forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Our new record schedule. Like, if you're listening to this on published day, it's a day later than usual.
True.
It's Friday instead of Thursday.
That's right.
It's our new thing.
It is our new
and we're
thing.
actually filming this the day before, so it's the 13th as we film this. 24 hours, less than 24 hours.
Yes.
Turnaround.
Very little time warp.
So when we say have a great weekend,
Yes.
we're going to be experiencing the same weekend with each other.
That is correct.
All right. Jason Camp, everyone.
JJ.
Yeah,
up in the
let's
house.
go.
Thank you.
Man. That was fun.
You hung in there. It's good. Proud of you.
It's okay.
Yep. You didn't pee yourself or anything.
Or did I?
Perfect timing.
That's a good point. So, all right. Hey, look, how about SRP Studios LLC.com?
Motivated with CoachCam.com.
Yes. And then we got, of course, Cannonballing Life
at gmail.com.
I love it. Positive Voices. Go to the website. Go to Facebook. Sign up. Be a part of it.
Yes, a great group there. And then if you find it in your heart to support
So dreamy.
us and help me pay my rent,
Pay your rent. Get a logo.
Venmo at Motivated with Coach Cam, link in the description.
I like it.
We would appreciate all of the help
Absolutely.
possible. Thanks again to Wes Joyner.
Yes.
I mean, 5-star fan of the show.
All the time.
5-star person.
Jumping in there.
5-star substitute teacher.
That's right.
The first guest to submit a sound.
These dudes are nuttier than a squirrel turd.
Thank you, Wes. You are now part of the resident bank of sounds,
Yeah, I'm gonna
or
let you
the
camp.
gimmicks of sounds, whatever you want to call it.
That's right.
But this is
Can you quit slinging that nasty fly swatter around?
She's now OG.
hard to beat that one, but thanks, Wes. And to those watching and listening, thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Love it.
See you.
Holla.